Alright, we made it. We made it all the way around Lake Pat. Another successful 2.6 miles accomplished. Was it a good run today? I'd call it probably 7.5 out of 10. Not too bad. Had a couple days off, so the legs were good and rested, and it was a little wet out there, but no rain, so I can't really complain. But I was thinking, gratitude. What do I have to be grateful for today? And I was thinking about this dream I keep having. I've had it multiple times throughout my life, probably ever since I was 14 years old. And I was cut from the basketball team. Freshman year of high school, got cut from the basketball team. So when I remember it, I have this dream. I don't remember specifics. I was hurt. I wanted to play on the team, and there just wasn't enough spots. I tried again my sophomore year, was cut again. So, you had that first taste of rejection in life, that the game was going to be different. That game you love, you played it all those years up until freshman year, and they're telling you you can't play. There's not enough spots for you on the team. So the game changes, right? You don't quit. You don't quit the game. It just changes. So what do, right? You grab your ball, you go to the middle school court, you play outdoor ball. You play all winter long. When it gets too cold, you go to some apartments and you sneak in the indoor gym, or you go to the YMCA and you run the floors, the empty floors, all the team, all the people that were there are playing for the high school teams in Everett and Cascade and Mariner. The courts are empty, but you're still there, right? Because of the love of the game, the love of the life, right? And when I think about it, I live a pretty pampered life. I live a pampered life now, but especially up until I was 14. And, if that was my first no in life, I feel pretty privileged, to go 14 years, never really have to ask for much. All yeses, taken care of in life. I have a wife that comes from a third world country, and, she entered life into a much different circumstance. And you hear about, her trials and tribulations growing up, and what she had to go through versus what I had to go through was two different worlds. I never had a need for much growing up. Everything was taken care of. Yeah, in the game of life, rules change sometimes. Circumstances change, but you just don't give up on it. You go find alternative ways to continue on, to play the game. And sometimes that pampered life isn't the life you want. I remember Ryan Witter, he was the best player I ever saw, and he got on that team and he was steady, he had the good fundamentals, and he would average 6 to 8 points a game for the varsity squad. But I knew, if he wanted to, if he was playing on the court there at Heatherwood West with us, he would dominate the game, he would score all the points. But he was in that game, that game that had played by different rules, and he had his 6 to 8 points, his rebounds, his fundamental game was on point. That's why he had a spot on that squad. Sometimes you got to play that game by the rules, by the fundamentals, by the book, and then other times, you go to the court, the concrete, and the rules are different, and you can while out a little bit, and it's a different game of life. And sometimes people will tell you, to play by the rule book, play by their rules. They see you living your life a certain kind of way, and they tell you, don't do this, don't do that, and you're just sitting there looking at them saying, hey, we're not playing the same game, buddy. It's different over here. Yeah, I can remember that squad, that varsity squad, senior year. They were out there on the track. That was our spot. They were out there running 200-meter dashes. Doing intervals, and we were doing intervals as well. But we were doing miles, right? They're doing 200 yards. We're doing miles. It's a different playing field. It's a different game. And sometimes we'd play with those guys in PE, and they'd be like, you never get tired. How come you don't play with us? There's just a different kind of mindset, that long distance mindset is different than sprinters. And sure, I respected them in their game and their conditioning, and getting out there on the track and putting in the steps to stay conditioned for the season, prepare themselves to be the best they can be. But We were doing something different. We were playing a different game. Sometimes in life, you enter those different phases of life. You start realizing, things have changed and you're playing a different game. It's a different set of players, a different set of circumstances, but you just don't give up. Yeah, you gotta condition yourself for a new set of rules and a new game. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to try to adapt and overcome the circumstances that life throws at you sometimes. So I guess I'm grateful for that lesson, learning that lesson early on, and kind of being able to live my life my own way, and living that pampered life. Yeah, I admit it, it's pampered. I have a need for not a lot of stuff. It's pretty taken care of, and have everything I could ask for at this point. But that doesn't mean I'm not chasing other obstacles. There's other goals and achievements that I want to run down, and sometimes I'm going to do it by my rules. I'm not going to do it by what someone else tells me to do. I got to establish a mindset and a discipline that will get me there. And I think that's what a lot of people need to do, and to reassess things and find that discipline and that mindset in life. Live life by their rules, and not compare themselves to others, because you're not playing the same game. So hopefully you guys can take a little something away from that little moment of gratitude. I'm not sure if that all makes sense, but life's a game. You gotta play it till its very end, and hopefully once you get to that finish line, you'll feel good about what you accomplished. So I think I'm going to head home and continue with this vlog, get some more listings up, get a bite to eat, get cleaned up, take a shower, and try to get into list mode. Didn't accomplish much listing today, just pack things up, listed a few items. It was kind of a slow morning for me, but hopefully I can get some momentum and get back at it this afternoon. That's what you got to do as an eBayer. You got to play the game by their rules. eBay is in charge. The more listings you get up, the more money you make, and we got to get up some quality listings tonight, and hopefully those profits will roll in again this week. We had a few good days last week, and we just got to get some more quality listings up, and I do have some good stuff, some stuff I haven't shared with all of you guys, so I might pull some of that out and share it with you, and get some of it online this week. There's always a lot more than I show you. There's always a lot more I'm doing than this little vlog shows, and a lot more going on in life. So have patience with me. I'll show it to you when you guys are ready. But tonight we'll stick with listing, and I'll show you some of that when I get home.